Shalom, this is the brother Abaya back here once again. Before I get started, like always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem Kadash, the bonus to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. We're going to read the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, beginning with the first verse. It reads, "Surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, and cannot out of the good things that are seen know him that is, neither by considering the works that they acknowledge the workmaster." Yeah, that's pretty much every single individual you come across. Even if they say they believe in God, it's not the God of the scriptures. Either they've been misled or they just don't believe, but they live a life of vanity because they don't even, acknowledge their creator. They don't pray, they don't meditate, they don't do spiritual fasts, they don't do anything to connect them to their creator. They don't do research, they don't inquire. And here it is, it talks about his works that they don't even, they are like they can't even see his works, which they can't, but the many amount of different type of birds that the Lord has created, different type of species, and the way that, you breathe oxygen but can't see it, the air, the way the sun goes up and goes down when it's time for the moon to rise. All these beautiful, wonderful works of the Creator that people just take for granted and, just wake up every day and just, think that their life is controlled by them. When the scriptures teach us that man's goings are of the Lord. And that's, of course, that makes sense. It's simple because how could the scriptures say man's goings are of the Lord, so how can man understand his own way? How can you think that you're in control of your life when you have a creator? If he created you and everything around you, he can control your environment. He can control you. I mean, haven't you ever created anything? If you write a story, you write a script, if you're playing with any type of figures or, anything, you're in control of all that, all right? You created that narrative. You created the plot of whatever is to happen. That's why the scriptures have prophecies in them, telling you what's going to happen in the latter days, letting you know that the Creator is the beginning and the end, the Alpha and Omega. That he already knows what's about to come on the horizon. He already told us. He sent prophets. That's the point. Verse 2, it says, "But deem either fire or wind or the swift air," I just spoke about the air, "or the swift air, or the circle of stars, or the violent water, or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world." Yeah, and this goes back to even, ancient civilizations. They'll rather worship what they can see or what is literally around them, all right? So a person, is going to worship something they can touch. That's why throughout history you have so many different monuments and statues built of deities and men and idols, because people want to worship something they can touch. People want to, praise something they can see. It's just like when Moses went up to Mount Sinai to get the covenant done with the Most High for the nation of Israel. They got impatient and they wanted to create their own God, and they started worshiping basically Moloch. But yeah. Continue reading, it says, verse 3, "With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is, for the first author of beauty have created them." Yeah, so anything that beautiful that you see in this life, or that you deem beautiful or nice or good, just know that there's a creator that created that. And that's why you have to give praise and glory, uplift your hands and extol your voice to the clouds and be thankful. All right. Verse 4, But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. And us, as the sons of Yasharahla, princes of power, the nation of Israel, we understand that. And we're growing to understand that more and more as we go through our journey on this earth. We start to understand more and more how mighty the Lord is and how powerful he is and how he dictates what happens. All right? And we're just vessels being used in whatever he wants to come to pass. All right? All right. Shalak can't bury me. Drinking a little tea. Verse 5. It says, for by the greatness and beauty of the creatures, proportionably the maker of them is seen. But yet for this, they say, are the less to be blamed, for they peradventure error, seeking the Most High, and desirous to find him. For being conversant in his works, they search him diligently, and believe their sight, because the things are beautiful that are seen. There you go. Like I said, the average man, the carnal man, is going to be marveled at what he can see with the naked eye. It's just like a woman, right? That woman can be pure evil in the inside, in her spirit, but because she's deemed, or you perceive her to be beautiful on the outside, she's attractive to you. You're not even going to consider how evil she may be. All right? That's why the eyes, man. You got to have spiritual eyes too, man. Because if you're just leading by physical carnal eyes, you're going to cause yourself to be in a lot of pain, anguish, stress, and confusion. And ultimately, you're going to be lost out here. Verse 8. Howbeit, neither are they to be pardoned. For if they were able to know so much that they could aim at the world, how did they not sooner find out the Lord thereof? There you go. And you got these people that are go conquering, different lands and going on different journeys and adventures and exploring the wonders of the world and don't even give a damn about, bear me one moment. Don't even give a damn about the Lord, and the fact that that's his creation that you're embarking on, all right? So every day, the basis of this lesson is to make sure every day that you're acknowledging the Lord. The scriptures say, pray without ceasing. The scriptures say, acknowledge him in all thy ways. One thing about Esau, man, he gonna have these loud ass, big ass trucks for no goddamn reason, man. But anyways, verse 10, it says, but miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope, who call them gods, which are the works of men's hands, gold and silver, to show art in, and resemblances of beasts, or a stone good for nothing, the work of an ancient hand. All right, you got these people, Islam, they go to the cobblestone. Yeah, that's a place of gathering for them because they're able to see it and, go to Mecca and actually feel like they're worshiping something real. But the scriptures tell us, blessed are ye that haven't seen the Lord and still believe. All right, we fear the Lord and we have not seen him. All right, but the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. But the scriptures also say the wisdom of the Lord is foolishness to this world. So these people just ain't going to grasp it. They're going to continue to live a life full of vanity. Verse 12. And after spending the refuse of his work to dress his meat, have filled himself, and taking the very refuse among those which serve to no use, being a crooked piece of wood and full of knots, have carved it diligently, when he have had nothing else to do, and formed it by the skill of his understanding, and fashioned it to the image of a man, or made it like some vile beast, laying it over with vermilion, and with paint coloring it red, and covering every spot therein. Basically building a damn idol. And a lot of times, like I said, people are creating this monument of man because man will do certain things. It's just like you got a big statue of Michael Jordan out there outside of the Chicago Bulls arena, right? And, you know, people actually worship Michael Jordan. People will fight you tooth and nail if you disagree with them about Michael Jordan. A lot of people will. But look at him. He was just caught on live TV squeezing the butt cheeks of a little Edomite, you know? And there's no excuse for that shit. I don't give a damn what you say. Alright? But these are the people that, you know, people look up to and marvel at and worship for their talents, their physical attributes. You know, Michael Jackson, this guy, you know, great performer, but he hated his appearance and he wanted to look like a damn Edomite. Changing his nose and shit. So people are, you know, marveling at these men for their physical attributes, but not marvel at the creator for he actually created those attributes. Michael Jordan jumped from the free throw line with flair, but guess what? King David jumped over damn walls, man. All right. Continue reading. Verse 15. And when he had made a convenient room for it, set it in a wall, and made it fast with iron. For he provided for it that it might not fall, knowing that it was unable to help itself, for it is an image and have need of help. So the Lord is telling you, here it is, you gotta fasten your damn idol with nails and shit. That should tell you it ain't no power, because it can't even keep itself, you know, up without you helping it. All right. Scriptures teach us that the earth is the Lord's footstool. He can't be contained in houses. All right. Right. These church houses that say, oh, this is where the Lord is. The Lord can't be contained in no building, man. He's the greatest spirit there is. The Most High, Abba Yahweh. The greatest spirit there is. Earth is his footstool. His throne is in heaven. All right. Verse 17. It says, then maketh he prayer for his goods, for his wife and children, and is not ashamed to speak to that which have no life. No shame. Verse 18. For health he calleth upon that which is weak. For life prayeth to that which is dead. For aid humbly beseecheth that which have least means to help. And for a good journey he asketh of that which cannot set a foot forward. So it is when these people wonder why they go through situations that are not delivered. Well, for one, you praying to a power that don't exist, that has no, that, you know, you're praying for a power to, you know, help you on a journey that can't even walk. You're praying for a power to give you a peaceful, bountiful life that ain't even alive. You're praying for power to give you strength that's weak. All right, but Yahweh Shemel Shah is strong, mighty. Verse 19, it says, and for gaining and getting, and for good success of his hands, as of ability to do of him that is most unable to do anything. So, you know, basically, man, wisdom of Solomon 13 basically just sums up how you gotta make sure you're acknowledging Yahweh Shemel Shah in all your ways, because that's what's going to keep you on the right foot forward in life. Keep you on the right path, keep you in wisdom, keep you in understanding. The scriptures say with all that getting, get understanding. A lot of people got knowledge, but they don't understand, you know, the knowledge that, you know, and how it makes sense. You know, but without drawing out this lesson even any further, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time I say, Shalom.